Min-su and Lee Do-kyung presenting on the theme of religion and morality. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Do-kyung Lee and
Min-su Kim
from Incheon International High School. Today we are going to present about the topic religion and morality. Christianity has defined several customs and acts as being unfaithful to God according to its Bible. There are still conflicts going on between social beliefs or culture and religion. Christians' representative examples are homosexuality and ritual ceremonies for ancestors. Christians forbid those acts according to the phrases in the Bible. In our presentation, deep analysis of religious bases and specific examples of different nations will be provided. Christians are torn between what they should follow and what they should not. Since there aren't enough standards of religious morals, Christians have difficulty in finding one clear decision. To fully understand Christianity's situation and moral circumstances, it is pivotal to acknowledge their religious basis, background, and moral stances.
Thank you, Do-kyung. And now I'm going to tell you about the conflict between Christian community and homosexuals. So, in our research, first we analyzed several phrases of the Bible that are used by Christians as their evidence of persecuting homosexuality. And then we examined the legal institutions of Romania and USA regarding the equality in marriage of homosexuals. Romania was chosen to be a subject of our research, for 99% of its citizens are Christians. And USA was chosen because it has the largest Christian population around the world. Now, Christians have persecuted homosexuals based on four major biblical verses. The first one, chapter 18's 22nd verse of Leviticus, only says that homosexual relationships are abominable, but does not suggest specific example of punishment that would be imposed on those who engaged in male sexual relationships. But in chapter 20's 13th verse, it is clearly stated that homosexuals should be put to death. And the other two verses also say that homosexuality is detestable and considered to be impious. Christians' persecution of homosexuality is also shown in the legal institutions of Romania. The legal institutions of Romania were not against homosexuality from the beginning. Actually, the Romanian Penal Code of 1864 allowed homosexual relationships that were based on mutual agreement. However, 99% of Christian citizens did not want to allow homosexuality in Romania. So, Romania revised the law, and finally in 1948, homosexuality became completely illegal. However, in the modern society, human rights are considered to be important value. So, Romanian government should have had to revise the law again and allow homosexuality. Still, the conflict between Christian community and homosexuals did not come to end. For example, the far-right Greater Romania Party introduced a bill to prevent the Gay Fest Parade from taking place in Romania in 2007. Now, in the United States of America, homosexuality has been a controversy for a long time because the first settlers from England were dominantly Christians. In 1996, the Defense of Marriage Act, DOMA, was passed. The significance of this act to homosexuals was that it defined spouse and marriage as being heterosexual words, only for heterosexual words. However, in 2013, it was judged to be unconstitutional by the Supreme Court. So, but homosexuals and those who fight for human rights and justice in America continue to make protests and finally achieved equality in homosexual marriage in 2015 in the USA. However, there are still conflicts remaining in several states of USA.
Now, since our handsome fellow Minsu has explained Christian situation in West countries, I would like to further move into East countries. Now, moving the problem into East countries, the problem differs a bit. In Korea, especially in Korea, the conflict between religious morals and cultural conventions is a serious problem. From the past, Koreans have followed Confucianism, the Chinese thought rooted from Confucius during the spring and autumn period of China. There are three basic concepts of Confucianism, which is benevolence, filial duty, and properness. Among these three concepts, filial duty is what makes Koreans follow the ancestral rites. Koreans believe that ancestral rites is necessary for three different reasons. First of all, they think that it is the way to express their thanks and love to their ancestors' grace and love. Secondly, they believe that this is the way to express the filial duty to the ancestors, and they also believe that they should remaining to express their filial duty to their ancestors even after their death. Last but not least, they believe that this is the only way to repay for their existence. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Thou shalt not worship any graven image. The first and second of 10 commandments are the prohibition of idolatry noted in the Bible. According to the Bible, worshipping and serving any other gods except for the mighty God is an unforgivable sin. Exodus chapter 20, verses 3 to 6. You shall have no other gods before me. You shall not make for yourself an image in the form of anything in heaven, above, or on the earth, beneath, or in the waters below. According to the Bible verses, any other gods or thing, also objects, that we worship more than God is called an idol. As noted in Matthew and Colossians, the thing that we serve more and spend time more is also called an idol. For example, it is noted in Bible that if we pursue the money ambitiously too much, money can also be an idol. For contemporary people, idols or superstars or sports stars or any kind of wealth and reputation can also be called as an idol. There are several reasons why ancestor rites are called idolatry based on the phrases of Bible. First of all, it's because incense is used in the process. Jeremiah chapter 44 verses 5 and verses 8 clearly shows for this notion. Why arouse my anger with what your hands have made, burning incense to other gods in Egypt, where you have come to live? You will destroy yourselves and make yourselves a curse and an object of reproach among all the nations on earth. The Lord in the Bible doesn't want people to use the incense during their process, since it is a way of following a superstition. However, in Korea, burning an incense is a common tradition and a necessary process during the ancestral rites. Koreans burn incense for two different reasons. First of all, because it can abrogate the past wrongs, and secondly, because it can keep the people awake during the process. Secondly, setting the table of food and drinks for their ancestors is why ancestors' rites are called idolatry according to the Bible. The phrases in the Bible tells us that setting the food and summoning the dead to this world is called an idol. However, according to Koreans' cultural conventions and the Confucianism, people believe that setting the table of food and drinks for their dead ancestors is the only way to express their respect for the ancestors. They think that ancestors will come up to this world and try the food first, and then they believe that trying the food next after their ancestors have tried their food is the right way and the proper manner. However, according to the Bible regards dead ancestors as demons. According to 1 Corinthians chapter 10, you cannot drink the cup of the Lord and the cup of demons too. You cannot have a part in both the Lord's table and the table of demons. The Bible regards dead ancestors as demons, and they hate summoning the dead ancestor to this world. Last but not least, the act of bowing during the process of ancestral rites is the reason why the Bible disagrees with ancestral rites. The Bible thinks that bowing is an idolatry, and bowing is only reasonable when it's done to the Lord, the mighty and creator Lord, according to the Christians. However, Koreans think that this is the way to express their thank and grace and love and respect to their dead ancestors. So why are Christians so afraid of disobeying God's words? According to the Bible, God has promised some unprecedented and unexpected curses for the ones who disobey their words. The Deuteronomy chapter 11 and chapter 29 clearly demonstrates for this notion. The God has promised to cause the pain persistent to the third and fourth generation ceaselessly. However, the most and the scariest punishment for the Christians is the fact that God will not listen to their prayers anymore. According to Jeremiah chapter 7, verses 16 to 18, God has promised that He will not listen to their prayers anymore if they start to obey other idols.
Everything changes. Beliefs, values, and culture change as time goes by. Homosexuality is now more openly accepted by the public because it is widely spread by highly developed media such as social networking services. Christians have discriminated homosexuality and banned ancestral rites. But they have to change too. Forcing others to think and act like them based on the Bible might isolate themselves eventually from dynamically changing society. So, dynamically changing society. If a religions cannot be separated from societies. If a religious act is strongly against the society's value, then it won't be able to be judged to be religiously moral. Thank you.
And Merry Christmas.